Time then for the teams to be introduced to the crowd and to those of you watching, wherever you're watching from. So out first for Brazil is number 1, Mara. She'll be going through the middle. Macris, number 3, is setting. Paula, number 5, is going to be in the opposite slot. Number 10, Gabby, the captain, through the outside. Number 11, Tayanara, outside, and Anna Beatriz through the middle. Leia, number 19, the libero.
Starting lineup now.
Poland, well, they've made a couple of changes from the team that beat Bulgaria. And getting the nod is Claudia Alagaska, number 3, through the middle. Agnieszka Kakulewska, the captain, starts as she did, but there's a big change in the form of Magdalena Stasiak, number 9, going through the outside. And she's replaced number 15, Martina Graba, number 16, Medric, going through the outside. Malvina Smarzek, number 17, in the opposite slot. And setting is Plesnirovic, number 20, with May Erat as the libero. This is how Brazil will be lining up. Macris is at 1, Paula at the opposite in 5, with Gabby at 2, and Tayanara playing to the outside. And this is how Poland are going to be lining up. Kakulewska at 4, Alagierska is at 1. Plesnirovic, the setter, at position 2. It's Brazil in the yellow and blue serving. It's Poland in red and white receiving. This is match day 2 from week 2 of the FIVB Volleyball Nations League. And first point goes the way of Brazil. Unforced error from Poland. Poland have gone with a big and powerful lineup for this match against Brazil. Stasiak is listed as an opposite player, but can pass, can hit. And that could cause a few issues for Brazil, particularly with the big lineup they have at the net and the ability to block. That's a nice ball in from the captain, Kakulewska. Stasiak having another swing, but can't get the ball on the floor. Gabby has to really adjust to get something on that one. Now there's a chance for Brazil. Good up. Good covering. Oh, what a rally this is. And it's block out in the end from Stasiak to give Poland the point. They had to work really hard for that one. It was third time lucky in the end for Stasiak. Plesnirovic with the serve. Great blocking. That's going to be a big asset for Poland. When you look at the height of the players they have available to them, Kakulewska, Stasiak and Smarzek, and this is one of the best blocking lineups Poland can put together, Smarzek and Kakulewska together. Which is why they're going after the front court swing hitter here. Although there's a little change-up by going at Gabby, which then allowed Brazil more comfort and more room in front of the setter. Gabby now with her first serve of the match. That's a nice put away. At 1m97. Technically, Kakulewska has issues, but the fact that she's 1m97, she's able to get away with them. Doesn't have a full arm swing, doesn't jump as high as she probably could, and her arm swing itself is not textbook. That's a good leave. It's been given as out. It might be a challenge. Poland indeed are going to have a little look at this. Just to be sure. They get 2 challenges per set. If it's successful, they keep the challenges. If it's successful, they could lose it, which would mean then they'd have 1 left for this set. Hawkeye has a decision, and it is out. 1 challenge left now for Poland. Mara back to the serving line. Oh, it's going to go Poland's way. That looked to be over the net on the side of Brazil. And Tainara can't believe she's been called for that. But you can't challenge it. You can't challenge that. What you can challenge is net touch. So you could then have a look at the net. But you can't challenge whether the ball's been played on the wrong side of the net. And so Guimarães is going to get a telling off here from Gabby, because the referee's telling Gabby to tell Guimarães that you cannot challenge that. If he does it again, he's going to get a card. You have to play the ball on your side of the net unless the other team are engaged in attacking the ball and have contacted the ball, in which case you can reach across and block it from coming over. But if a team is attempting to play the ball on their own side of the net and you reach across and play it, that's an infringement. That's not going to come back. Gabby chasing after it, but Makaris was turned by the ball. Couldn't keep her shoulders facing back towards the net. Poland open up a 2-point lead. It's a little bit tight, but Smarchek gets to swing away before the block closes the gap between themselves and the net. Poland now lead by 3. Everybody's trying to reach up. It's Paula reaching up. You can see the gap between her and the net, which is why it's down her own side. Well, there's a card for Guimarães, and it's unsurprising. He's been nothing but offer abuse to the referee since the last point. You may well have heard him say, "I've never seen her before." Being very disrespectful, and quite rightly gets a yellow card. Kakulewska now with the serve for Poland. Oh, good swing. Nicely done by Tainara. Gap in the block. Middle was arriving late. Tainara exploits the space. Paula waiting to serve. Stysiak could be a likely target here for Brazil. She's normally an opposite player, doesn't pass a great deal, not going to be as strong in pass as the rest of the team. However, not going after her. Poland get the ball away through the middle, but Alagierska has made a mess of that one. Brazil now back to within a point. Good dig. Good touch. Unfortunately, Plešnirović is back court, so she can't go up and block it. It was an easy put away for Ana Beatriz, because no one was in front of her. Once again, big, powerful hit from Poland. It's going to be a bruising encounter for Brazil, but one that they could win. Smarcek now to serve. That's well left. Might well notice the line judge in the middle of the court at the back, giving a view of whether she thinks it's in or out, but not standing along the short line or the long line anymore as they used to. Only 2 lines judges. The technology of Hawkeye now, any in-out calls can be challenged. Invariably, the line judges being more used for looking at stuff off of the block touches. So into the first technical timeout. Poland have the lead by a single point. Roberto Guimarães got himself a yellow card from the first referee for his attitude, and that means now for the team for this set, any other infringements by anyone, coaching staff or player, it would be a red card, and that would mean a loss of points. If there's another infringement after that, then it would be a red and yellow card, which would be shown to the individual, and they would be asked to leave the court, as well as a loss of point. So the whole team now have to be on their best behaviour for Brazil. Oh, that's a good touch. And again, oh, that's a real shame. Smarcek unable to keep it off the floor. Brazil have levelled this first set. They may not have the height and power that Poland have. As we see that again, Smarcek really wasn't paying enough attention. But what Brazil have is guts and tenacity. They will not give up on anything, Brazil. It's a feature of their game. Something that fortunate enough to have a discussion with the assistant coach Baros about. He knows that European volleyball, the players are taller, stronger, hit harder. They have to find ways to deal with that by being smart, by using the block, by making sure they try and dig everything. No touch in the block. Poland were asking for it, but they are going to have a little look here, Poland. So second challenge for Poland, and if they're wrong, they'll have none left. It's Poland who had the swing. Brazil putting up the block. So it must be then to see whether or not the ball was touched. Brazil it is who made the challenge. The touch must have been given against them. They're saying they didn't. Hasn't touched anybody. That's a shadow going over the finger, no touch. So the ball is out. Brazil had the point. It was in fact Brazil who had made the challenge. So Brazil still have 2 challenges left. Poland currently only have 1. Score table just has to adjust the score sheet, is it word, the electronic score sheet, and then take into account the rotation, and also they have to update the score as well, because it should be Brazil 9-8 now. Brazil had got back level at 8-all before that last play. So the scoreboard will catch up shortly. Let's go on the bench for the moment because the libero is in to take her place as defensive specialist. It is indeed Brazil leading 9-8. Beatriz with the serve. Oh, it's a great serve. And just a really good point as well. Alaguerska, the middle blocker, not turning and linking into the pass. The ball hits her on the back of the head. And it's a fundamental of volleyball to link into the play. However, when you get to this level, you're expecting the ball to be almost perfect, and players just generally tend to turn their head. But opportunities like that then are not taken to be able to keep the ball in play when those things happen. That's good blocking. Poland hardly had to make any adjustments at all. Stysiak coming in to help out Alaguerska. Just one little side step back in. Good block from Poland's number 3. Alaguerska now with the serve. Good blocking. Poland, as soon as they knew that that ball was going out wide, tripling up on Gabi. That's why Stysiak's been brought in, that extra height and power, particularly the ability to help out with the block like this. That's really good work by Poland. Good touch in the block, that slowed the ball down. Hoisted high. Brazil reset their block defense. That's not a great ball in. But Stysiak makes up for it by hammering the ball cross court. Leia couldn't deal with it. And Poland take the point. Just seemed to scoop off the hands of Medrick. Luckily, Poland able to get the point. Ball for Poland. Kokulewska once again right into the corner. You don't have to bury it in the 3-meter line. You hit it into those corners at 1 and 5 because nobody defends there. Nicely done by the captain. So they call the timeout. Dig by Medrick. Smarczyk just keeps it in play. That's an unforced error from Gabi. Gabi has a unique swing, not your classic arm swing. Comes up and waits, and then almost like a roundhouse with her arm swing. That one over the top of the block, but not finding court. Straight swap for opposites. Lorena's come in. Paula's gone off. Good up, Smarczyk, double touch though against Alaguerska, who thought she could get away with volleying that. Has to think again. Nothing wrong with that, everything wrong with that, according to the referee. Nice blocking from Brazil, and that really is as simple as it needs to be for Brazil. Go after Stysiak, make her move. She's not the best passer in the passing unit for Poland, but that's the first time Brazil have really tried to do that, and they've come up with a point. Makris to serve again. Oh, another big block. Gabi working with Mara to deny Smarcek. Gabi going with a full arm swing to get up as high as she could and get across the net. There was an early call listened to by Stysiak. So Poland the side at Makris, just trying to make it really difficult for Stysiak. In the end, made it very easy. Leshnierowicz with the serve. Good ball in for Gabi. She's got a bit of work to do now, though. That's going to be picked off. Oh, it's a little bit too low for Medrick on the pipe. Chance now for Brazil. And they'll get it, courtesy of a little volley from Lorena. Gabi to serve. Oh, huge block, a monster block. Tayanara working with Mara, and they deny Stysiak. Oh, that's a great block from Tayanara. Brazil's serving really has caused Poland some problems, but it's blocking on both sides. That's proving to be just brilliant. Huge walls being put up either side of the net. This time it's Poland. As that ball goes right back into Tayanara. 1 point away from the technical timeout, which will go to Brazil. Foot faults from Stysiak with that serve into the technical timeout. Brazil lead by 1. If you want to be effective in blocking, whatever you get above the net, you need to get across the net as early as you can. You're trying to get as close to the ball as you can, so you can reduce all the angles and also send the ball straight down. If you jump really high but don't get close enough, you're going to get used. If you get across the net, you can close down the angles, and you can show. That's a really good example of that from Kokulewska, because she gets her hands up and across as far as she can, all in one movement. You will see, for particularly Eastern European teams, at times you'll see a double movement. A player jumps up in the air as if they're going to be taking off of a high board, and then they press across in a second timing, a second movement. Very risky, because if you miss the ball, chances are you're going to hit the net. And more often than not, your hands get across the net after the ball's gone anyway. You really want to get up and across, so whatever gets above the net goes across the net as you get as close to the ball as possible. Smarcek over the top of that block. Good up from Gabi. Oh, good set. Good dig, Makris. You can see Kokulewska's just standing there with her hands above the net saying, well, that's not coming over. But as it is, this ball won't hit the floor. There's a good chance now for Poland. Smarcek, though, not in a great position. Does well to find the corner. Brilliant up from Gabi. And then it is the blocking of Poland that comes to the fore, and it's the captain who gets her hands across the net to take the point. Tough one, that, for Lorena. Kobyłewska now with the serve. Doesn't have a jump float serve yet, just stands there. Sends it on a float serve because she can, because her hand's above the height of the net when she contacts the ball. And that's a double touch against the captain, Kobyłewska. For Brazil. Weak rotation now for Brazil because Macris is in the front row, the setter, not the tallest. And also they have reduced hitting options, so Poland try to go straight over the top of Macris, catch a little piece of Anna Beatriz as the ball goes long, and will take the point. The simplest form here, Poland have gone mismatch, out wide, over the top of the setter. Great blocking. Medrick hasn't had a lot to do. Doesn't have any points at all apart from that one in block. Really is being used primarily as a passer defender, and if you have a situation like that where one of your outside hitters could go through a whole set, even 2 or 3 sets, without hitting a ball because they're putting in a good pass that allows the setter to go to the middle, to go to the other outside, or to go to the opposite, then you know you're doing a great job. Gaska doing a great job. Smart check to serve again. Well, that's a top serve. Leia is trying to take too much court to help everybody out, and she's left way too much court to her right. Smarchek saying, yep, I saw that. And she went for it. She's got the touch ace serve. Brazil called timeout. Poland with a 3-point lead.
Lorene, nós temos que prestar atenção naquilo que a gente fala. Meio fechado com duplo tá sempre alto pra caramba. Quem tá aqui na saída era 16.
Trzeba krzyknik, spokojnie dochodzimy do jednego i drugiego skrzydła. Znaczy atakująca ostatnia opcja. I uwaga na kiwkę.
That's the first point for Medrick. Unfortunately, Plesnirovic was a little late reacting to that play earlier on in the set. Well, that's a good serve. That's right in the corner. It's another ace for Smarchek. That time over the shoulder of Tayanara into the corner. Brilliant serving run this from Smarchek. That's just about perfect. It looks like it's going out and it's swerved back into the line. That's going to land in. Nobody covering deep enough. When you think about the layers of an onion and the attacker being in the middle of that, you need to layer your defense around the attack. Everyone's in the 3-meter line. There's nobody deep. No one can get it. You need a couple in the 3, one a bit deeper, one right behind the attacker down the line as well, and none of that was going on. So changes for Brazil. Amanda's come in, Tayanara's gone out, changes outside hitter, and quite rightly, Poland going after her in serve-receive. A chance now, Smarchek. Big swing, big point. Poland are cruising to this first set. Swing that, Smarchek over the top of the block. More changes, it's a setting change this time for Brazil. Roberta's come on, number 9, and Macris has gone off. Roberta normally is the starting setter for Brazil. Finds Anna Beatriz very easily. Brazil get their side out. Slightly telegraphed though, she was facing that way, she was leaning backwards, but Alagieska not paying attention. Amanda now with her first serve of the match, and a wholly unorthodox serve, pre-serve routine, and it gets her an ace! It just looks so uncomfortable. Those of you that play volleyball and know about your pre-serve routines and all the rest of it, when you watch Amanda, it just looks so uncomfortable. She doesn't look to be balanced at all as she's doing any of that, but she's got an ace serve. Graver's come in now to replace Stysiak, just to shore up this passing unit. They need one side out to really put them in the driving seat as Amanda gets ready to serve again. Smarchek with the point. Poland now have moved up to set point. Smarchek showing just how important it is that you have a good serve. Serving isn't about starting rallies. Serving is about an opportunity to win a point without anyone else having to help you. Plesnirovic has gone off and Rozanski has come in. Outside hitters, just at blocking height. As they're going to switch things around a little bit, Poland. Put some height over at position 2. No setter, so someone's got to hoik it up in the air. They didn't really talk that one through, did they? So it's all well and good taking your setter off for a particular special play, special teams, whatever you want to call it, but you have to communicate quite clearly. If we make a dig, who's going to take the set? Plesnirovic back in because she is the setter. And Poland now with 4 opportunities to win the set from side out. Anna Ventries has gone off, and it's first introduction to the VNL this week for Julia B. Oh dear, nervous serve, it costs Brazil big time because Poland take the set 25-20 and they lead by 1-0 here in Apeldoorn. Well, that was a cracking first set, which Poland took by the scruff of the neck in the end. Let's have a look at the highlights. Poland bided their time, and then in the race to 25, they took it away from the 20-all mark. Very good performance from Poland in that first set. So here are the spike contact points for Poland so far in the match from set number 1. Went through the right side, so the attacks from the other side of the court. Right side was 63% of the time, so that's Smarchek territory. And for Brazil, they were on the left side, which is the outside hitters, so that's Gabi and Tianara territory, where they were putting most of the ball. Not much going through the middle for both teams. Can be a lonely furrow that is ploughed by middle blockers in international volleyball. but their job isn't primarily to get that swing, to have the hit. Their job is to pin the other middle blocker so that if they jump, and the other middle blocker jumps with them and they don't get the ball, they can just look through the net and smile at them as the ball sails out wide for their other attacker to have a one-on-one situation, or possibly even a one-on-no-one. And that's what you're trying to do every time as the setter. You're having a quick look through the net, see where the blockers are, any kind of movement you can see in your peripheral vision, and if you spot that, it can help you decide where you're going to put the ball to try and give you the best chance of getting that ball on the floor with your attackers. Think about American football, and the setter is the quarterback giving the ball to the running back, and the movement of the other attackers is what's creating the gaps for the running back to go through. And if you can take your eye off the ball for a moment and watch a couple of points by just watching the movement of the players, you'll get to see exactly what I mean in terms of how there was only one blocker going out wide. Well, because the movement of the other attackers pinned those other blockers. And also when digs aren't made, generally it's because a player has been turned by the ball, or they're still moving when the spike has jumped and left the floor, and in which case it becomes very, very difficult to make a dig. Even sometimes when it's hit at you or it's rolled short, you won't get it because you're moving backwards or to the side, and it's almost impossible to change direction in those situations. When the spiker leaves the floor, when they jump, you as a defender, wherever you are, you play from, get into a neutral position where you can then absorb the energy of the ball, or then take a timing to go and chase after a ball. That's the art of defense. Brazil normally very good at it, particularly Leia, the libero, and all liberos for that matter. That's all they train to do: defend and pass, defend and pass, and then the odd set jumping from behind the 3-meter line. Away we go with set 2. Poland taking the first set. Poland with the serve through Alagierska. And that one's gone wide of the line. Well, it's been given as in, it looked out. It was hit very quickly. It will all depend on how much of that ball has compressed down onto the line. But from that, it looks out. But the ball, when it hits the floor, compresses down. And that's what can be picked up from Hawkeye. So there's going to be a challenge straight away off the first point to see whether or not any part of that ball is compressed down to catch the line. It'll be converted into a graphic, which we will see as out. That's the beauty of the graphic, because there's no ability for the opposing team to question what they're seeing on the screen. Sometimes when you see the video of it, and it can leave some teams questioning it. But the beauty of the graphic and the animation means you just don't question it, because it tells you quite clearly whether it's in or out. Not left to any interpretation. No interpretation needed for that one. Unforced error from Poland. Alagierska back to the bench. Libero is in. Gabby with the serve. Good serve. I think that we're going to see a lot more serves being put on to Stysiak for exactly that reason. He only did it once in the last set. Stysiak is going to be the target for Brazil here, particularly when she's in the front row, and Poland are going to try and cover her up as much as possible by taking her out of the passing unit, which works. It does mean, though, that Smarcek might have to come in and help out a bit, the opposite for Poland, and that then opens up other possibilities for Brazil. Lovely swing cross court. Leia not able to deal with it. Good touch. Free ball for Brazil. 3 front court attackers. Oh, has that landed in? No, just left, and well left by Gabby. Always tricky when you're in that situation to know whether the ball is in or out. She did well to let it go, and also did well for it not to hit her foot. Mara now with the serve. Nice swing from Stysiak. That was a lovely set from Plesnirovic. You could see that there was a space for Jakulewska to go into. And the second time of asking, giving it to Stysiak, who put it away. Oh, ace serve. That looked like it was going to be going miles out, but dropped so quickly. That's not really the kind of venomous jump serve you might expect to see. More like perfectly placed into the corner. It's miles in. They're going to challenge it, but they're going to lose a challenge. As we suspected, ace serve for Stysiak. That time Brazil did well to let it go. Whoa, that's really good covering. Free ball now for Poland. Libero steps in and takes it. Looking for the hands, it's been given. It'll be up to Brazil to challenge that now. Medrick was only looking for the hands. That was the spin off that ball, which is why it was difficult to keep it in play. Good covering by Jakulewska. Jakulewska now with the serve. Well, that was very well worked. It's been given as out by the line judge. The referee said it's in. Run a little slide behind and then coming inside, Lorena. Amanda with the serve. That'll go against Plesnirovic. She's back row and she's played that ball above the height of the net inside the 3-meter line, and it's gone over, so it becomes an illegal attack. If you want to hit the ball above the height of the net as an attack and you're in the back row, you have to take off from behind the 3-meter line. The errors are coming thick and fast here for Poland, and Brazil now with a 2-point lead. It's a ball from Medrick. Good blocking from Brazil. They've got the ball into transition, but that's a little bit inside. Good up from the libero, Edvard. And Smarcek finds a gap in the block. As long as it's high enough, doesn't matter how tight to the net it is, because Smarcek finds a way through or over. Smarcek now with the serve. Good covering by Amanda. Smarcek very late to react to that one. To the technical timeout, Brazil lead by 2, but they are trailing by 1 set to nothing. Trees with plenty of room to go cross court.
bola, Bia. Esse é o jogo, fazer ela se movimentar ali no meio, tá? Nós precisamos jogar pouquinho mais aberta na saída.
Well, if you're interested and you want to see what's going on social media, hashtag VNL, hashtag or at FIVB Volleyball. You go to volleyball.world. You can check out the FIVB TV app as well, where all the matches across the VNL in the men's and women's will be shown. Over 250 matches this year. You can download the FIVB Volleyball TV app to catch all of that. You can sing like a lark on Twitter with everybody else about this fantastic tournament. Finals for the women will be in China. The finals for the men will be in the USA. And it's the top 6 after the round robin that will go to those finals, or the top 5 if the hosts don't make it into the top 6. Good leave. Medrick with the serve. Didn't come down in time. Great dig from Leia. An opportunity, though, not taken by Brazil. They got it into transition. They turned defense into offense. Unfortunately, though, Lorena with the error. Time. Well, I thought Lorena had got that one, but she's made another error. That might spell the end of her time on court. It's just hit across the ball instead of through it down that line. More trouble for Brazil this time. Gabi shut down. Kokolevska and Stysiak putting up a massive block over on the left side of court. Gabi could see Stysiak's tried to avoid her, and then Kokolevska's got in on the action. Good serve, putting Gabi under pressure. Nice up from Smarcek, but she's now out of the play, but Medrick isn't. Good dig by Makris. That's too tight to the net, surely. But absolutely fantastic play from the captain, Gabi. It was too tight to the net. So what did she do? She went off the hand. She never even looked to try and get the ball on the floor. She's only looking to go off the hands in a way. Brilliant swing. That's where Stysiak gets herself out of trouble. It doesn't matter if she's hitting out of system, so long as she can have a high ball out wide, she's almost impossible to stop. Right over the top of Amanda. That's off the block and away. Smart hitting from Brazil, levelling the scores in this second set. See how that ball just moved on its flight path left and right as it went to the libero, Evart. Not the best of serves from Stysiak. A free point for Brazil, not having to work for it. Lorena now back to the serving line, but it's weak rotations the next 3 or so for Brazil, with Makris in the front row. Poland may just try to go route one here. Medrick over the top of Makris. That's exactly what they do, but it's a good dig by Lorena, and now Kokolevska just goes straight through the middle. You're always looking for mismatches, you're always trying to look to see where the advantages can be had. For Poland right now, it's going over Makris, and then no one helping out in the middle with Anna Beatriz, so easy for Kokolevska to go to the wings. It's a 5-1. Kokolevska now with the serve. Cover by Stysiak. Quick swing from Medrick. Again, getting past Makris. Poland getting 2 points. Over on that left side of court, certainly 2 good swings. Another point now. Anna Beatriz nowhere to be seen, and Makris was never going to block in the position she was in. You just got to see from that last slow motion that Brazil just mixing it up a little bit. They're trying to put Anna Beatriz out wide to stop Medrick. Net touch by Poland. Brazil will take the point. When you have a team running a slide behind, as the outside blocker, you really want that slide to come towards you. You don't want to be chasing and travelling with it laterally. That's a good dig. What a great block from Alagerska. Gabby works the block again. Nicely done, Alagerska through the middle. That serve on to Stysiak. It's not going to trouble her if it's right at her. Brazil not making a move. Poland take the point, and we head into the second technical timeout. Poland leading by 2. Smarzek has been up to her old tricks again. 9 points for her so far. 7 in attack and 2 aces. Not as prolific as she was on match day 1. However, Plesnirovic has been spreading the ball well. But when called upon, Smarzek doing the business. Confirmation of those stats. 9 points, 7 points in attack and 2 ace serves. That serving run in the first set was crucial for Poland. They went on to win the set 25-20. Smarzek serving them from 20-all to 24-20. As we said that, Smarzek just taking a breather. So too is Plesnirovic. Is a double substitution for Poland, which puts the setter into the back row. Poland's backup setter, number 1, Julia Novica, who is on for Smarcek. Good dig from Gabby. And that's off the hands and away. The other substitute for Poland is number 11, Bosiek, who is acting as the opposite. Wonderful dig from Gabby, which gave Brazil the opportunity to have a swing in transition, which Gabby took. Oh, that was an iffy set. A little bit of leeway given to Novica. But if it had been Kokolewska trying to set that ball with that outcome, it would have been a double touch called against her. Alagierska now back to the serving line. Lovely. Got out as a three-point pass for Leia because Brazil were able to run the middle. 4 options available. See everybody moving, just so much pressure around the block. Stysiak had no idea where it was going. That was always going to be tricky for Gabby. The ball was travelling a long way. Poland had time to set their block up. It was a little bit in front of Gabby as well. And Stysiak's felt that's caught her elbow and a bit of the net. That's come right off her elbow, hasn't it? That's why she was holding it. Double substitution's been reversed. Smarcek now into the front row, and Plesnierovic has gone to the back row to serve. Poland will look to press home the advantage here. Oh, not like that, they won't know. Another good play. Once again, that middle attack going into the corners of the court. Weber's come in, Stysiak's gone to the bench. So, all about strengthening the defence in the back row now for Poland. Solid passing and agile defending. The unforced error helps as well. Lorena not finding the sideline. Evart was watching it like a hawk. Maybe even the whiting. Oh, she nearly played it. Brazil call the timeout.
E a bola está subindo mais, está dando duplo para lá, não está mudando muita coisa. Tá? Então, jogou um pouquinho para frente, acelera para frente, faz elas se deslocarem. A bola mais alta, dá tempo das centrais que são grandes se deslocarem até lá.
Uwaga na kitkę. Go!
With the serve, it's a good serve as well. Poland have it into transition. Oh, that's a bit of a throw, is it? Or not? The referee was not very quick to make the decision. just a little bit 1980s. Oh, good up from there. That just about got onto that one. That's tight. Oh, brilliant from Amanda. How did she find a way through that block? Really good pick up from the libero. Oh, it went right through Kokolevska's arms. Field goal. Roberta's in, Paula's in. Roberta into the back row to serve. Paula in the front row as opposite. Brazil with one last roll of the dice here. Try and get back into this set. And just like Poland have done, they've got setter in the back row for another 3 rotations. It'll possibly even 6 if we go that far. 3 front court attackers. You can see all the movement, the slide and the ball over the top. Well, that was right to where Medrick was running. And that's a little bit too far inside, but a great swing from Amanda. Kokolevska's blocking at times just not aggressive enough for somebody so tall who can get so high and get across the net. When she comes out to the other side here, still just a little bit timid, a little bit wishy-washy. Oh dear. I think the less said about that, the better. Poland called timeout.
Przypominam, z lewego skrzydła, jak ta idzie na parza, wszystko 6-1, 6-5, 6-5. Wysoko, daleko, tam musimy podwoić obronę pod naszym blokiem. Ale jedynka nie zapomina o kiwkach. Przyjęcie, go!
Seems everywhere you look, everybody's got perfect eyebrows. Roberta looking for a perfect serve. As it is, Poland have the side out. They've managed to get off that rotation. Brazil making it interesting in this second set. It's not as comfortable as it was for Poland. Oh, that's a good block from Alagierska, but really good covering by Amanda. Not sure that Plesnirevich knew anything about that. And Kokolevska has no clue how to deal with that ball as it spun the way it did. And shot off her arms and didn't go over. Really good block from Alagierska, but brilliant covering from Amanda, who now has the serve. Smartjek to the rescue. Poland keep their 2-point lead. All about Poland keeping their composure here now. Smartjek won't be too worried if Brazil side this out, because Poland, if they side out, will have set point. Nicely done. Roberta finds Anna Beatriz. Brazil back to within 1. It's all about Poland's side-out ability now. How difficult can Anna Beatriz make this for Poland? Not very. And a net touch by Brazil doesn't help matters, but for Poland it's brilliant. It's now set point for them. And they are going to have the luxury of knowing that even if Medric doesn't score a point here or Brazil get their side out, Poland will have another side out chance to take the set. Generally deemed easier to score a point from side out than it is from serving. Well, they've got it into transition. Although that was an interesting set to go to Smarjek. Guimarães complaining that it should have been a double touch call and an error from Brazil, who haven't helped the cause. And they have now lost the point. They've lost the set 25-22. Guimarães is going to get another card if he's not careful. Poland lead 2-0. Poland lead by 2, slightly closer from Brazil in the second set. Let's have a look at the highlights. Are there warning signs for Poland? Have Brazil got anything that they can do differently? They got 2 extra points in that second set, but in the end, just as it was in the first set, Poland's blocking and attacking height and power was just a little too much for Brazil to deal with. They didn't take full advantage, Brazil, of number 9, Stysiak, being on court, trying to serve at her to make it difficult. They only did it on a few occasions. It did yield points. Guimarães sticking with Makris as his first setter. Roberta, number 9, just reduced to bit part rolls. Smarjek getting bit of treatment. More preventative than anything else. Medric's been a substitute, was a starter in the first match, but the tactics that Poland are employing to go with tall, hard-hitting, high-flying players and reducing their passing efficiency seems to be paying off so far. Right, we're eagerly awaiting this next set. Also, we'll be eagerly awaiting the next match when the Netherlands take on Bulgaria. 5,500 seater stadium here at the Omnisport. There were 5,250 in for match day 1, all told. Expecting similar numbers for match day 2. Guimarães deciding that he needs a change, and so Roberta starts set 3 for Brazil. It is a must-win set for the team in yellow. Poland 1 set away from victory. this may well be where Smarciec comes into her own. She brings up point number 12 for herself. The first one of the set for her team. Plesnirovic back to the serving line. Been rather indifferent with her serving effectiveness. That was a good serve though. Good pick up. That may well have been going out. Amanda was late to react. Couldn't get out of the way of it in the end. Plesnirovic once again. That's a good serve. And that will be the point for Poland because Roberta is a back row player. She's jumped up and she's played the ball above the height of the net, over the net, and she's in the from the front row, so it's an illegal attack. This is a brilliant start for Poland, 3-0 already. Four 0, big block in the middle. Mayane, who's come in, number 28, through the middle, finds that there's no way through for her. That's exactly what Kokolevska is there for. Oh, it's another wall put up. Another big block for Poland. It is a monster block. Smarciec lining up and shutting down. Parla nowhere to go. That's off the block and away. That's a good dig. Oh, goodness me, someone needs to play it. Free ball now for Poland. Plesnirovic has 3 front court options. Smarciec. Oh, Gabby's not going anywhere. That is a massive block, another monster block. And this time it's Kokolevska who just drops her right hand onto that ball. Brilliant blocking from the captain. Two side-out points so far for Brazil. Mayane with the serve. That's good work by Medrick, who just continued the ball on its way off the block and out of play. Knew exactly what she was going to do. Gets the touch off the block. That's all she was looking for. That might still stay in play. Oh, that was unlucky. Plesnirovic chasing after it. Stysiak had slowed it down, but it was just the proverbial carrot on a string. Solid swing cross court. Poland are well in charge in this third set. When we head to the technical timeout, they have a 5-point lead. Brazil have no answer at the moment.
Lewego, po przekątnej. Prawego może trochę nad blokiem. Też tą strefę, żeby nie iść tam do jedynki najczęściej.
Jeszcze poczekajmy z blokiem. Caminhando no contra-ataque. Ela pode estar parada, né? Ali no meio fica mais fácil para ela. Se tirar, fica bom. Bola, mesma coisa. Ela jogou para dentro.
Smart check to serve. Poland playing with confidence. Brazil having to work very, very hard to find their points. Still, though, only side-act points for them. Oh, good blocking. Stysiak going through the middle, but Anna Beatrice coming out with a monster block. She didn't have to move, didn't have to make any adjustments. Little side step. So really not the best play from Poland. Ideally, you're trying to free up your pipe attacker. A little bit behind Gabby, can't get full swing on the ball. That's a brilliant dig. Really good play from Gabby. She's one of the best defenders, one of the best outside hitters in the world. Brazil working the block just like that. A couple of points from service, they're only 2 behind. Game back on here in this third set. Brilliant from Anna Beatrice. You don't see that very often. The setters getting beaten in a joust. Anna Beatrice just too strong for Plesnirovic. There's the outlet that Poland have the luxury of. I'm in trouble. Where should we go? Let's go to Smart check. Although saying that, Smart check with one great hit and then one not so great hit. The antenna getting in the way. So Brazil will take that point. It's a lovely ball in that's allowed Alagaeska the opportunity to have the swing, just like Kokolevska has done. Alagaeska puts the ball into the corner, away from the defenders. Cool from Smarchek. Oh, dear me, that looked like a big throw, but setter's prerogative. Doesn't look out of place on a basketball court. Roberta with the serve. That's a very good serve, ace serve. And Brazil have leveled the set. Lesnierowicz gets ready, puts Smarczek into the front row for Poland. It's their biggest lineup. Look at that, Stysiak, Kukulewska and Smarczek. And there's no way through for Gabi. This is where Poland have an opportunity to score more points. It's one of the tallest blocking lineups in international volleyball. And it's paying dividends. Touch from Gabi yet again, but that'll be a double touch against Brazil. And Poland will take the point. Oh, what a serve! Stysiak with an absolute belter right in between the two receivers, causing confusion. Gabi and Leia both on the same shoulder line, both unsure as to who was going to play it. Timeout, Brazil.
De novo, Gabi, tá muito fechado. Deixa eu jogar ali no meio, pelo menos para a gente poder depois bloquear e defender, garoto, tá? Quando sai o passe, vamos segurar um pouco. Outro na mão de fora, tem outra coisa.
Easy lead for Brazil. Outside hitting change for Brazil. Tainara's come in, Amanda's gone off. That's a good block for Brazil. Good work, the ball was down before the net was touched. Poland keeping hold of their lead. Side out needed by Poland to take us to the second technical timeout. That's a good dig, but it's not going to come back. Poland take the point. We head to the second technical timeout. Poland leading by 2, by 2 sets to nothing. Smarcek again coming up with the point. Well, just want to know or wonder how good is Smarcek in terms of her position in world volleyball. She's one of the best, and she is in an elite group along with Paola Egonu of Italy, Tijana Boskovic of Serbia, and Karsta Lowe of the USA. You'd have to say that the 4 of them, the top 4 in world volleyball, in the opposite slot right now. And certainly Smarcek is so difficult to stop in attack, and a wonderful blocker as well. She's not been called upon an awful lot in this game, has Smarcek. Having said that, she's got 15 points, 1 block, 2 aces, and 12 attacks. Stysiak's done well, and Kokolevska's got 10 points, so that's really good from the middle. You don't see middles getting that many points. Well, that's how good Poland have been dealing with Brazil's passing, in general terms, to allow the middles to have an attack. Looked to be a free swing for Poland through the middle. Somehow they've contrived to miss the call. Not good body form from Stysiak. Great pickup. Oh, brilliant from Gabby. She's so good at that. And as much as we sing the praises of Smarcek, Gabby really is so important for Brazil. Come up with plays like that. Poland call the timeout.
Musi to zrobić. Uwaga, tam Madzia na wrzucane kiwki przed ciebie. Dobra, na wrzucane kiwki. Go!
Poland have taken Stysiak off and Greber's come in. We've seen that throughout this match. And that's one of the reasons why, because Greber's got a really good first pass. She was the one who put that ball in for Plesnirovic to go to Smarcek. It's just the stability of the passing unit that gives Poland more options then in attack. Smarcek wrapping it off Anna Beatriz and out of play. That's nice. Lovely slide. Anna Beatriz hammering the ball down. Way past Graber. It's not caught the court. Frustration for Paula. Brazil undoing the work that they've done. Oh, actually, I don't know, that might have landed in. Well, there's going to be a challenge. But considering Brazil were 5-0 down, 6-1 down, and come all the way back in to make it 18 all in, and had in fact wrestled the initiative away because they were siding out there to have the lead. They might still have it. Oh, and they have got it. Paula's caught the line. Relief for her, joy for the team. Brazil have the lead. It'll be 19-18 in Brazil's favour now. Alarm bells might well be ringing for Poland. Roberta with the serve. Into transition chance here. Good covering. Oh, that's a good pickup. Oh, but it's hit the floor. And Brazil's attitude of not giving up and not giving in is beginning to pay off in this set. Poland call another timeout. What an important pickup that was. Unfortunately, though, for Ervat, her hand was the wrong side of the ball.
Você entregou foi boa. Vamos de novo. Mesma coisa. Boa. Mesma situação.
Przypominam atakująca to tam z tego prawego. W obronie, w obronie.
Now we're going to see what Poland are made of. 2 behind at the business end of this third set. Roberta with the serve for Brazil. That'll work. Leia way back. Defending deep, thinking Smarcek was going to hit it. Smarcek saying, no, I was thinking about this. I could see she was deep. Little tip would work. Leia not quick enough to get to the ball. Poland serving not tough enough because Brazil able to run the middle. Mayeni comes up with the point. It's a little bit tight, doesn't matter though. Smarcek over the top. Swing from Smarcek. Weber just the wrong side, defending at 6 but edging towards the line and slightly had the impression she was still moving as this one was played. In fact, she was moving one way, couldn't get back to the other. You need to be stood still. Chance to make the dig wasted. Makris is coming on to serve and play defence. Mayani to the bench for the moment. And then Makris will be replaced by the libero after this serving run. Very nicely done by Medric. Setting's gone a little bit awry from Plesnirovic. A couple of them now. The last 2 have been a little bit close to the net. Kolevska will serve. Well, she won't serve because she's being replaced by Novica. down the side of Poland. Brazil getting closer to taking this set. Nowiczka's gone off, Kakulewska's come back on, but will be replaced by the libero. So she goes off again. And Irvat in the passing and defending duty. It's a good ball in, options here for Poland. Oh dear, Smarczek's hit the antenna again. A look of shock from Smarczek that she's done that, but it certainly looked as if she did, unless it caught the block and then hit the antenna, but she's already admitting, yeah, it was me, wasn't it? Challenging to see exactly if it was her or whether it was off the block and into the antenna. So Guimaraes is asking here what the challenge is. He's going to be asking for block touch. That's the only thing that they can ask for. And then they can see whether or not. I think you can actually challenge ball in, ball out, so that would include the antenna. But that ball hits the antenna, doesn't hit anyone else first. So this block touch is what they challenge for. Either way, it doesn't matter. We got the view that we wanted. Poland with the error. It's set point now for Brazil. Paolo waiting patiently. Well kept in play. Smarczek saves the first set point. Blocking substitution for Poland. Plesnirovic has gone off. Różanicki is in. They did this in the last set. There was an issue because the ball got dug and no one was sure who was going to play it. Hopefully they got that sorted here if they can get the ball into transition. Smarczek with the serve. No need, that ball's gone straight down. Poland get the point. Brazil think it's out, so we're going to have a challenge. Brazil, we're going to challenge ball in, ball out. If it's in, Guimaraes is like, out, it's out. He knows. Find out for sure. He's confident it's out. If it is out, then Poland's... Well, it's in. And it's comfortably in. So Guimaraes didn't know on that occasion. Last chance for Poland, or for Brazil rather, to side out in regulation. Before that's going to happen though, they've called a timeout. Medrick reading it all the way, getting across the net. In fact, that caught Anna Patrice as it went past it, didn't it? Certainly landed in anyhow. Smarczek will serve again. Brazil have to side this out, otherwise it becomes a 2-point game. 24 all, will be the first to get two clear. But let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. Oh, ace serve, Smarczek! We can get ahead of ourselves now. What a serve that is. Confusion for Gabby, who let it go, and then it's hit Leia on the head. Oh, so she's not hit her on the head, fortunately, she's tried to dig it. Wow, So now it's first to get two clear. Either takes the set or takes the match. Good cover from Leia. And again, free ball for Poland. But there's no setter on court. Doesn't matter. Well, it did in the end because Brazil have managed to make a block. But that's always the problem, and Poland have had that throughout the match. When they take Plesnirovic off, they don't really know who's going to play this now. And it wasn't a really good ball from Alagierska. She just needed to have hoisted that high, and at least it could have been set to give Smarcek a better chance. But what a block from Anna Beatriz to keep Brazil in it. Changes all round. Plesnirovic is back on court. And a change as well for Brazil as Amanda comes back in. Tainara to the bench. Set point, Brazil. Another set point saved. That's 3 now. Really good swing from Smarcek. Not only kept in play. Oh, good up from Smarcek. That's all that Greber could do, is to get it in play. And that's a big net touch from Anna Beatriz. That's a huge net touch from number 20. She knows it. It's gone against her. She doesn't complain. She's trying to make out it was the Polish player who was having none of it. Greber saying, no, it was you touched the net, not me. And then she goes through, she drags the net down and then tries to play the Polish player. But look at that, what a turnaround. It's now match point for Poland. Oh, that's a bit tight. Free ball for Poland. They're going to have a swing for it. Smarcek. Is that goal? Oh, she's missed it. Would you believe it? Brazil looked around, stunned because no one was near the ball. Smarcek, though, didn't find the court. What a let-off. Poland, though, still have the advantage here. They're siding out to bring up match point each time. That'll still work. Well, that's Ghana's 4 touches, but the first play should have been a block. Then it was dug. That should be down as a block. That's 1. Oh, she's played it too many times, unfortunately. Although I think Poland are going to contest this, because if the first one's a block and then she played it off the net, then that doesn't count. That's absolutely fine, because she's gone up to try and block the ball, which doesn't count as a touch. She's then played it in the air, that's 1. It was then set over, which is only actually 2. So we're going to have a little bit of controversy here, and the first ref's going to have a little chat with the challenge team, the challenge ref, I think, and the second ref as well, just to be clear on this. It was a blocking action that Alagierska was making, and she touched the ball. Whether she touched it or not, Guimaraes says it should be 4 touches. So quite rightly, the referee is going to have a little look at this, just to be absolutely clear in her mind as to what actually happened, whether it was 4 touches or a double touch against Alagierska. If she deems that the first one was a block, then the next touch is the first of 3 that are allowed. Interesting weight now, but you can bet your bottom dollar or your bottom real that if it doesn't go Guimaraes' way, he's going to kick up a fuss. Because it's set point for Brazil here, but it would be match point. Oh, it would be a let, so we're back to 26 all and Brazil would serve again. if it's deemed that it wasn't 4 touches. Just so we're clear. Because the other issue was who played the ball before Alagurska. Whether it was a Polish player who actually tried to play it over, or it was Brazil playing it back. I've got a memory like a goldfish. Still undecided. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Poland are going to kick up a fuss if they don't get it. Brazil are going to kick up a fuss if they don't get it. Right now, the referee is in a no-win situation. The second ref just having a little chat with Guimaraes here. That might not be going Brazil's way, or is it? First ref is chatting at the moment with the challenge ref. The reason she's covering her mouth is that no one can guess as to what she's saying, no lip reading. Because that will only start players before the decision's actually made, if they get an idea of what they think it's going to be. And this is some delay, isn't it? But they need to be absolutely sure, because this is a pivotal moment in this match. And it is a replay. So we're going to go back 26-all. Brazil will serve again. It wasn't 4 touches. Guimaraes wants to see it on the big screen. And he's saying she touches the ball. Academic now. 26-all. Poland need to side out. There'll be a huge roar here if Brazil get this point. And they do get the point. Big block from Brazil, and they have their set point. Mayani coming up with Roberta. It wasn't the best ball in. It meant Smarchek was out of the play, but what a block that is. It's quite lucky as well, because Mayani was off the net, but somehow it rolled back over. Oh dear. Free ball for Brazil. Good up. That's a really good read. And that's a good pick as well. It'll stay in play. Free ball again for Brazil. They'll be hoping for a better ball in for Roberta. That's much better. And the point goes Brazil's way. Gabby puts it down. Brazil take the set. 28-26. It's game on here in the Apeldoorn, because Brazil are still in this one. Poland leading by 2-1. What a set that was. You can enjoy the highlights. Well, this is where the setter has been contacting the ball in that last set for Brazil. The green area is where you want to be, but just about by the bottom of the 77. The ones right at the bottom of the green, not great places because there's very little room behind the setter for the attacks to happen. And you can see how well Brazil has served in that last set to force the setter off of out of the green zone. But that's the match as a whole so far. Well, the crowd are having a great time. They're all neutrals watching this one, although there are a few Brazilian and Polish fans in. But I just wonder how much is that going to play on Smarchek's mind. She had a swing for the match. Full-on swing, cross-court, hit it out. And now the game still goes on. Brazil having taken the set. One thing's for sure, Brazil are going to come out fighting really hard. And they were down as well, down 5-1, 6-1 in that set, clawed themselves all the way back and eventually took it. A little bit of luck, but that's what you make the more you play. Certainly the introduction of Roberta had a positive effect. She'll stay on court for Brazil, the setter. Macris to the bench. Mayani stays on court. Gabby and Tiana through the outside. No place on court for Bociek. Stysiak is back into the action for Poland. Jamie Morrison, the head coach for the Netherlands, looking on with the glasses. That's a great touch from Leia. No room for Gabby. Poland flooding the middle. Gabby trying to avoid the block, and then the angles ran away from her. Alagaska with her second serve. Well, that's an opportunity wasted by Poland. Roberta setting that ball from her knees. There was plenty of time for Poland to get their block sorted out and the defense. Watch number 16. Very late to react to that. So Metric digs it into the crowd. Brazil now with the serve through Mayani. Guimarães with his head on his hands. Can't believe that wasn't called for a carry. Good up from Gabby. But it's just a little bit too wide. Tiana couldn't get to it. And Poland will take a lucky point. Cover. Roberta just out of position. Just wonder whether or not her base position was. Watch number 9. She was still kind of moving around, didn't get into a neutral position to go and play the ball. Serve, ace serve, Tiana beaten. Just as they did in the last set, Poland getting off to an early lead. Which means Brazil are going to have to fight really hard to get back into this one. They did it in the last set. Maybe behind here in this one. Good touch from Plesnirovic. Oh, that's a good dig. but it won't be landing in court. Brazil are slow to start. Timeout called by Guimarães.
Gramy na pojedynczych blokach na skrzydłach, dobra? Resztę bronimy. Pracujemy, dziewczyny, go!
Kokolewska just calling out the attackers where the setter is. All valuable information. Help you making your decision as to what's coming. And how to try and stop it. Although no stopping that one from Tenara. Good recovery by Stysiak. Oh, it should be a double touch. Guimarães has got his hands up in the air for exactly that reason. That really was not a great set. It's a really good use from Smarček, who gets the ball down the line. Guimarães is going to have to be careful. He's just getting a warning from Gabi, or Gabi's getting a warning to tell Guimarães to stop going on. That was all that Roberta could do. Kokolewska not paying attention. Get into a habit in volleyball of thinking 3 touches. So there's the first, here comes the second, where's the attack? But that was the attack. Kokolewska, the hands down, didn't make a block. Good up from Gabi. Smarček went a little too wide in the block. Touch from Gabi, gets herself out wide, but look at that, really good use of the line that was left to her by Smarček. It's off the block and away. Strick with an excellent swing. Good effort again. Gabi coming up with the points. Rather slow looking Stysiak to try and pick that ball up. She's all the way back at 6. The ball's got to go a long way, but she's not ready for that at all. Lovely set by Blesnirovic. Freed up. Smarček, we go into the first technical timeout. Poland leading by 3 and by 2 sets to 1.
Sabe que é pra ela, Gabi.
Those are the set scores so far. Poland taking the first to 20, the second to 22. Brazil bouncing
Bia,
back.
fica atenção
Let's
quando
take that
você
third
sacar.
set.
Faz ela puxar pro corredor,
That
faz.
smart
Que ela
check
tá
had a
virando
swing for
tudo
the
pra lá,
match.
tudo pra lá. Tá?
Just short of 2 hours having been played. And it has been very entertaining. It's flown by. Smarczyk with the serve. Good dig by Stysiak. Good up from Leia. Chances here for Brazil. Gabi works the block brilliantly. Lovely piece of transition volleyball from Brazil. This is going to be free ball for Brazil. 3 front court attackers. Tenara on the pipe. And it is Gabi, the go-to player right now, who puts it down. Roberta with a gift for Poland. Trick back to the serving line. Brazil beginning to use the middle more and more. Mara's got 3 points. And Anna Beatriz 14 points through the middle. Mayana's also got 3 points. That's a mistake from Poland, so Brazil are level. This might be a bit of a worry for the team in the red and white. Brazil getting back early into this set after giving up that lead, but that doesn't help. Kokolewska into the front row now for Poland. Brazil with an easy side out. Tenara dispatching that one. First class. You can see. Nearly 100 kilometres an hour. What a spike that is. Touch. Another good touch, that time by Roberta. Free ball now for Poland. 2 front court attackers. Smarczyk available. It's Kokolewska who just buries that one off of Mayani. Right off the head of Mayani. Apology coming. Well, if you don't get an ace serve, that's the next best thing. It's an overpass that the block put on the floor. Whilst it'll go down as Stysiak's point, it was all made from the serving line. Plesnjerovic to serve again. Poland with their biggest blocking lineup. Trouble for Brazil. Well, that one nearly landed in. It was a miss-hit. Ballooned its way over the block, but landed outside the court. Plesnjerovic once again. It's a good serve, rising up into Leia. And a great block. This is a really good rotation, particularly with Plesnjerovic serving, because Gabi's reduced to back row attacking. Tianara can't get past Kokolevska. Plesnjerovic, it's all about making sure she doesn't miss a serve, making Brazil play their way out of this, which they have done magnificently through Paula. Serious face from her, and it was a serious hit to the line. Although Stysiak was pinch blocking the setter's back row, there's no need to do that. She could have been wider. And if you're wondering what pinch blocking is, it's where the two blockers get the setter in between them, the middle and the outside, when the setter's in the front row, so that they can deal with the first or the second touch if the setter tries to set the ball over. And then it's generally then that the pinch blocking, the blocker who's wide, would then step out to deal with the 10 ball, the ball that's hit from behind on the right side. And that's a good hit. Poland take the point. Play, but it caught the block on its way out. Greber's come in. Stysiak has gone off. Greber will serve and then play defense. Also try to shore up the passing unit. No stopping that one though. Tianara one-on-one, puts the ball on the floor. Kokolevska dragged all the way over to a slide behind. That was never going to be hers to try and touch. And that freed up loads of space out wide. Really good serve. Ireland under a bit of pressure. Ace serve from Tianara. That's a good ball in. But a very good dig down the line by Paula. Oh, good dig from Tianara. And Gabi gets the block out. Wonderful volleyball from Brazil. And they've levelled things up now, 15 all. Two great defensive plays. And then good use of the block by Gabi. Oh, it's a brilliant block from Gabi to shut down Smarcek. We head into the second technical timeout, and Brazil have the lead. Top blocking from Gabi.
Não vem pra dentro. Tá quase que em cima da linha. Bola de novo, Léo. Paula, defesinha de novo. Boa defesa. Boa coisa.
Tunara gets ready to serve. Netherlands waiting for their opportunity to play. And it won't be just yet. It's another block from Brazil. We could be heading to a fifth set here. Poland seem to have stopped playing. Poland have taken off Smarcek and have brought in Bociek instead. That's good thinking from Midrick. Bociek getting the first action in the front row. Kokoleska will serve. Roberta's tried to go to Anna Patrice as much as possible. And that's the reason why she keeps doing this. It's a pinpoint set from Roberta. That's a good swing from Bociek, first one of the match. Ooh, that was going wide. And a free ball here for Poland, but now they're making a bit of an error. And Brazil will take the point. It was almost a comedy of errors on both sides. Excellent blocking, though, from Brazil and from Mayani. Bociek keeps it in play. So too does Mayani. Better chance now for Poland. Unfortunately, though, Bedřich not taking a chances, not being aggressive, trying to tip again. It's cost them a point. Poland call timeout.
Twardo to wytrzymać. Piłki nam spadają w tym przyjęciu. Starajmy się podejść. Wyciągają cały czas tą szóstą strefę. Starajmy się podejść. Sytuacyjne zdecydowanie lepsze. I pamiętajmy, uwaga! To najlepiej
Deixa mais para o meio da quadra e atenção diagonal.
Ponta, porque eu posso expor agora.
Roberta with the serve. Brazil in a good position here to take this set. And with it, take the match into a decider. Good up by Tayanara. Free ball, Poland. Oh, that'll be a double. Called against Plesnirovic. Oh, lovely block from Gabby. She was out wide, she just waited. Took away the cross-court space. That's a super block, a monster block from Gabby. And an important one at the right time. It just keeps the pressure on Poland here. Timeout called by them.
Vai fazer a mesma coisa. Se sair o meio fundo, se der só o bloco da Bia, atenção os dois, 5 em 1, tá? Eu acho que ela pega mais um pouquinho para 5 do que para lá. A não ser que a bola passe muito. A puxada da...
Serving run comes to an end for Roberta. Looks like the damage may well have been done here. Brazil need 3 points to win the set and level the match at 2 sets all. Looking for touches, it's been given. It's an unforced error from Bocek, and it's now set point for Brazil. Gabby will serve. It's a brilliant turnaround for Brazil. They have taken the 4th set, 25-18. It's 2-all here in Apeldoorn. It's now the race to 15 to see who'll win the match. What a turnaround by Brazil. They've taken the last 2 sets to set up this tiebreaker. Here are the highlights from the 4th set. It could have been so very, very different for Poland. And it all came down to one swing. This for the match. Smarcek had it in her sights. She'd been so reliable. And that was the one that would have seen Poland win 3-0. They'd be in the hotel now, enjoying their evening meal. Instead, they're still on court and battling to try and get a victory. Brazil going on to take that set, take the 4th set. Disappointing as it may be, it's all about just trying to get past that and move on. Smarcek rested for most of the last set. She'll be back in for this decider, that's for sure. And those of you new to volleyball, the difference is in the 5th set, it's only to 15, but he still must win by 2 clear. There are no technical timeouts. And once the first team has got to 8 points, the teams will change ends and then play the rest of the match at those ends. Coaches still get 2 timeouts, still 6 substitutions available, and also still 2 challenges available if they're required. One thing Brazil cannot afford to do, though, is what they've done in the last 2 sets, and that's go 5-1 down. Make it extremely difficult for them to go on and win from that position when it's only to 15. Brazil need a bright start. And Smarcek, smiley faces at the moment. Stysiak also on court. Gabi's been the silent assassin for Brazil. 15 points for her, 10 in attack, 4 blocks, and 1 service ace. Anna Beatriz through the middle as well has had 15 points. Away we go with the deciding set. It's Poland with the serve, Brazil receiving. This race to 15 here in Apeldoorn to see who is going to win this match, and that's a brilliant start for Poland. An ace serve from Pleśnierowicz. Tayanara didn't know what to do with that one. Good ball in from Gabi. That ball slowed down. A chance here for Poland. Smarcek gets dug. However, Brazil touched the net, and the point goes Poland's way. Gianni pushing Tayanara into the net. That's too tight. But somehow kept in play. And then it's a carry against Poland. A little bit of luck for Brazil, but they got off the rotation early. They got the first point on the board. They're only 1 behind. Tip causing all the problems. There's a ball on court. Didn't quite make it down the sideline to the assistants. So the point's going to be replayed. Just as soon as Gianni gets another volleyball. Well played, Kovalevska to the corner, as she has done throughout this match. Which makes you wonder why the base positions aren't changed for Brazil. They'll be starting the middle blocker deep in the corner. Base against Kovalevska, then moving on the wing ball. It's a good serve from Stysiak. Free ball now for Poland. Well, it won't even come over, so it's a point off the back of a tough serve from Stysiak. We'll go back and jump serve again. Brazil call the timeout.
rápido lá, hein? Atenção, bora, bora, Bia.
Faz
De
rodar.
novo, Dai.
Junto, hein? Forçando a cobertura. Estão Joás aí, Rafael, vamos na bola.
Nie mogą nas teraz wykrywać jakimiś przebijanymi piłkami. Niech nas dograją, ale żeby...
Staple diet in the Netherlands, Fritz and mayo. Just the comfort food you need when you're watching world-class volleyball. Stysiak with the serve for Poland. Oh, it's a good serve. More trouble here for Brazil. Down ball to deal with for Poland. And they have done, but it's an error from Kokolewska, or is it? She says it touched the block. So they'll challenge this. Kokolewska absolutely convinced it touched the block as it went out. And if it has done, it'll be Poland's point. Waiting for the images to come up on the big screen. Ooh, I don't know, is that touched? Well, it's been given as a touch. Didn't really look like it, did it, from that view? No arguments from Brazil, which means that they know they did touch it. Stysiak will serve again. Good up. Oh dear. Brazil wasting an opportunity to get the ball into transition. Three players kind of moved all at the same time. And it was like being at a roundabout at the same time. Nobody went. Everybody waiting for everybody else. Stysiak. Good lead from Tenara. Brazil needs some points from the serving line. Poland will happily keep siding out if they can. Excellent from Smarcek. Chance at all for Leia. Touch. Smarcek trying to find an angle to put Brazil under pressure, but it is Tenara who comes up with the point. Wisniewicz ran in so early, but she ran in to get to position. She wasn't running in to play the ball. And as a result of that, everyone thought she was going to, and nobody did. She should have played that as she went in, continued on to try and touch the ball. Good up from Roberta. Oh, trouble here, that's not coming back. That's a big point for Brazil, courtesy of the top of the net. Tenara to serve serve again. Great pickup. Gabby deciding she wanted to go for it, trying to make something happen, trying to hit a winning point in a broken play. Otherwise, it would have just been free ball for Poland. Teams will now change ends. Poland up by 4. Still, though, plenty of volleyball to play in this deciding set. Good pickup. Really well played by Stysiak. Tenara prowling the baseline. Gabby goes again. Somehow it stays in play. Well watched. Smarcek wraps it off the block. Poland have the point. They're edging closer now to victory. Have a big lead in the context of this 5th set, as it's only a race to 15. That's a really good pickup by Mar Edvards. Not letting Roberta go over on 2. Brazil have made changes. Roberta's gone off, Macris has come on, Parla's gone off. And Lorena has come on. Good dig. Brilliant reply. Poland getting themselves another point. They're into double figures. Top swing there from Smarcek. Brazil called timeout.
To uwaga na zmianę, Marley na lewy.
Poland still with 2 timeouts remaining in this set. Brazil have none left, so they might have to revert to a challenge just to break things up if necessary. So don't be surprised if we get a challenge in the next couple of points or so, if things continue to go Poland's way. That's lovely. Anna Matrice has played fantastically well. That's her 16th point in this match through the middle. 8 attacks, 7 blocks, and 1 serving ace. She could do with a few more aces now, that's for sure. Oh, that doesn't help. The important thing for Poland in this situation is to forget the scoreboard. Keep trading, keep their side-out game working, and keep pressure on Brazil from the serving line. Chris with an audacious set behind that Lorena puts away. Lorena with the serve. It's a good serve that brings Plesnjevic off the net. And Smarcek looking for hands, but doesn't appear to have got them. Apologises to her teammates. A swerve on that ball. Paula's come back on, Roberta's come back on, Roberta's on to serve. Centre in the back row, Paula into the front row. So Lorena and Macris's job is done. We won't see them again in this match. Oh, brilliant angle from Stysiak, 4-4. Nobody in front of that one. Alagurska on to serve. Efimienko goes off. Hasn't had a serve in the match, didn't want to risk it, so Alagurska is in. Wonderful blocking from Stysiak and Kokulewska. And Poland now 2 away from victory. Brazil look like they've run out of puff. That one off the block though will work. Brazil have the point. Poland still in an excellent position to go on and take this match. Couple of side outs is all that's required. Gabby's going to make it as difficult as possible. Smarcek gets that one off the block and away. It's match point now for Poland. How many more can Brazil save? Good up from Roberta. Bit tight, too tight. Not quite, there'll be a chance here. Tianara. As she looked for hands, she has got the hands. Brilliant from Tianara, and the match point is saved. Serving substitution. Mayani has gone off. Amanda has come on to serve and play defense. It is the last throw of the dice for Brazil. Continuation block from Anna Beatrice. Smarcek puts it away, and it's fitting perhaps that she's the one who has the swing for match point, as she missed such a vital opportunity in set 3, but she's got the job done now, and Poland have beaten Brazil by 3-2 here in Apeldoorn. It was a brave effort from Brazil, being 2-0 down, to come back and take the next 2 and to save a whole bunch of match points. Poland, though, were not overawed, held their nerve, and just as they did in sets 3 and 4, got off to a big lead in set 5. And that was enough for them to hold on. This is how it was done. There was a decent serve, but it's a good ball in, which allowed the middle to work. Anna Beatrice made the continuation block, but then it went out to Smarcek, who made sure that that ball did not come back. Gets herself out, gets ready, and delivers the winning spike. Let the celebrations begin. 5-set thriller here in Apeldoorn between two volleyballing greats. This is the spike hit points for Poland in the match. Cross court on the green, down the line in red. Smarczyk 24 points, Medjugorje 8 and Stysiak 8. But they weren't